Hey everybody, Pastor James out here at Blue Ridge Christian Union Church. Hey, I don't do a whole lot of videos outside of the pulpit because I don't view myself as an entertainer. But this is a video world and we can reach a lot of people with truth through video. So I wanted to share just a little bit. If you've ever wondered what the church is about, the church is about more than what you see on TV. Actually, the church is about a lot more than what you probably think it's about. And I know many people get confused about churches. There's so many different denominations. And a lot of people get put back by a lot of things that go on in church. Because honestly, a lot of what we see in society today, the church is doing is not really what the church is there for. So I just wanted to give you a minute to tell you exactly what the church is about based on the Bible, based on reality, and based upon Jesus Christ. The church is more than a building or a group you attend. It really is. We think of a church today as a building. Here's the church, there's the steeple, open up the doors, and oh, look, there are all the people. But the church is more than a building. The church is actually, if you see it in the Bible, this ecclesia, the Greek term, is a called out assembly. It's an assembly of people. The church is about people. The church is a called out assembly for a purpose, and that purpose is what the Creator designed it for. And the Creator is God Himself. And the head of the church we see in the Bible isn't the Pope, actually, it's Jesus Christ, God the Son. The church is actually a lifeline. The church is meant to be a lifeline. It's meant to be a God casting out a saving ray of hope to the world. The church is actually a glimpse of what's going to be in the future. The future when we're able to worship and glorify God perfectly. Because you know what? We can't do that now. If you turn on the news and you look at the world, you see we're marred in sin. Even local cities and crime. We see families shattered. You see, we're trapped in a world of sin, but God has sent the church to carry a message, to actually be a lifeline. And here at Blue Ridge, I just want to tell you what we're about here. We're in our main hallway here walking in the church, and we have up here our mission statement. And our mission statement is actually taken from the Bible itself. You'll see the references there at the bottom. But I just wanted to go over, we're about worship, belong, and go. We exist, the church exists for one main purpose, and that is to worship God, the Creator of the world, the one true God. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Israel, the God of this world. We exist to glorify God. So we're here to worship. But secondly, we're here to belong. We belong together. We're a people of God's own possession. Did you know the church is called out by God Himself, specifically Jesus Christ? We're here to belong together. We're here to belong, first off, to God. We're here to build up, uplift, and support one another. And finally, we worship, we belong, and we go. The church isn't just about coming and sitting in a pew. Amazingly enough, it's not about just sitting in a pew. We are representatives in our mission statement up here. We are representatives of Jesus Christ, the one and only Savior of the world. And in our mission, we declare the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that gospel is the good news. And the good news is that there is a remedy for sin in this world. Not just collective sin, but individual sin, because that's the problem. The problem isn't what comes out of my mouth or my actions. Yes, that's sin. The problem is what goes on in here. It comes from the inside. You see, sin is a part of us from birth. And we choose to sin in life. And sin is just nothing more than missing the mark. It's violating God's perfect standards. And the fact of it is, the Bible tells us that all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Every single one of us. And the Bible also tells us that the wages of that sin is death. All of us have an appointment with a physical death. We know we live in a world that's marred by death. But biblically, we see that death is separation. It's separation from God in a very real place called hell. But you see, God didn't leave us in that state. God Himself, God the Son, stepped from heaven, from all eternity, eternal God. His name was Jesus Christ. You see, Jesus would come from heaven and be born in a manger in a little town called Bethlehem. He would become man Now see, he never stopped being God, but he humbled himself and became man. He lived a perfect life. He demonstrated his miracles by healing the sick, restoring the sight to those who were blind from birth. He would calm the storm. He would turn water into wine, and ultimately he would prove he is God through his miracles, and never more seen than through the resurrection from death. We caught a glimpse of that in Lazarus' life, Lazarus at the tomb. But we ultimately seen that when Jesus Christ went to the cross. When he went to the cross and there paid the price of sin for anyone who had put their faith in him. And then he rose again on the third day victorious over sin. You see, Jesus holds the one and only path to life. So that's what we're about here at church. We are a called out assembly sharing the gospel of Jesus Christ. So in just this 6 minutes here, I'm glad you joined us. If you ever thought about coming out and seeing us, we're just east of Shelbyville, about really 7 minutes. Short drive from Shelbyville out in the small community of Blue Ridge. And we are all about carrying the gospel of Jesus Christ. So come out and see us at Blue Ridge at 9 a.m. or 11 a.m. on Sundays, and our midweek service at 6:30 p.m. on Wednesdays. We are all about the gospel of Jesus Christ. Have a great day.